Bo Diddley 37. You think they'll ever update Anno so that money actually means something after the start of the game? I really wish they would, dude. I've actually had a rant like this before. I don't understand why the bank does not have a system where you can buy gold or you can buy bonds with your money and increase the overall value of your islands, or something, increase the happiness of the people or something. But I mean, if you have $1 billion, you're basically done. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, my save was already pretty good, and then I got tourists, and tourists gave me a bunch more money, and now it's like, okay, big deal. I make a bunch of money. Like, I don't... You know what I mean? Like, there's no real use for it. Unless you're buying out other characters and stuff, but I think that... I think two things. Firstly, I think you should be able to go to the bank and use gold and buy gold and then deposit it in your bank. I think it'd be cool if you could, even just minting gold and then depositing in your bank would be cool. But I think you should be able to pay money for a lot more things, like this Scholar Research Institute. I think you should be able to pay to speed it up. There's so many spots where you could use money. But even then, you don't need that much. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a real issue with that, for sure. You kind of just cap out. And then it's like, money doesn't mean shit. And then the happiness of my people also doesn't really mean shit either. It's like, oh no, you're running out of champagne. It's like, well, if you riot, I have police stations. You know? It's like, whatever. There's no real issue with your population getting pissed off at you once you have enough money to cover it. It's just like real life. Yeah. I do think that the bank itself could be a way better system. Like, just, there's so many spots that, I mean, you could buy shares, let's say, in fake companies that operate at the Docklands. These Tattershire Farms, Fidel, Chanteuse, Kinsa Mining. These could be companies in the bank, right? And then you could take the global, like I'm talking everybody that uses Anno and uses this game and uses this system on Docklands. You could say, okay, well, you could calculate how much revenue these places have done by trade, right? And then you could create a value in the bank for them. And then you could buy shares, right? You could buy shares of that in the bank with your money. And you could stand to lose a lot of money if, let's say, a lot of people aren't using a certain company. You know what I mean? Then you could go up and down. And maybe they say, yeah, you have to have 100,000 tons of gold in here to be able to trade. Like, just give me something, man. Because right now, I could go to the New World and go to this dude and buy gold until my fucking face is blue. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a dev, but like, I think that with the bank system, like, there's a lot of ways that they could have done things differently, for sure. And like, you can always go more in depth with the game. I get that. I definitely get that. Like, for instance, I think that there should have been a need for hospitals near the tourists, for example, but there isn't currently. So I have to be careful with my opinions on the tourism DLC. But like, I've played other games where there are systems somewhat like that, where you can buy and sell. Like Grand Theft Auto, doesn't GTA 5 have that? I swear GTA 5 has that. You can like buy and sell like fake shares with your little phone, right? And like you can make or lose money in the game by buying or selling these fake shares in these companies. But I think with Docklands, you have these companies that they're created, they're established in the game, and you have metrics to understand how much people are using them. You know, you could log that information if you really were crazy about it. And then you could basically assign share prices to those. And if less people are using it because it's a shitty day of the week, then maybe your shares go down in price because not a lot of people are playing Anno, right? I don't know, dude. Just my 14 cents on the matter. You can always get more in depth with the game. Like, not even talking about the tourism DLC, but like, for instance, where is he? Where's the police officer guy? Like this, let's talk about this fire station for a quick second. You got Fire Chief Mills, right? Affects fire stations, +1 firefighter, mobilize requirement -10. Reduces the happiness required to call a volunteer fire brigade. That's awesome. That's cool. But why do I have to equip him in a town hall when I could equip him, Jesus Christ, in a fire station? Right? Then he would only apply to this fire station. Doesn't that make more sense than like applying to a town hall? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just a gamer. Just a dude playing games. Wearing a straw hat right now. But things like police stations, fire stations, hospitals. Yeah, exactly, Bun. Like, instead of generalizing and just saying everybody goes to the town hall or everybody goes to a trade union, or what if they had a salary? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you socket the item and you get the bonuses, but you have to pay them like 40 grand or whatever, right? I don't know, man. Like this nun, this saint, right? She affects old and new world residences, +20% residents. Why isn't she socketed in a fucking church? Why isn't this charitable banker socketed in a fucking bank? I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I'm just a gamer. I'm a dude who plays games. That's all I got. That's all I got. I just think the realism could go through the roof if the items were socketed in the houses or the units that they affected. I don't know. I don't know, man. You just always want more for a game, especially when you put so much time into it, right? It's like, I understand with development and stuff like that, it'd be a lot. It would be a lot, right, to do that, right? Like even glass, like let's say, I'll show you. Let's say here, like I got this town hall, or no, which one is it? So I've got Bruno Ironbright, affects bicycle factories, sewing machine factory, and cab assembly line. Productivity +50%. And he gives me advanced weapons and steam motors. Wouldn't it be cooler if you socketed that in one actual sewing machine factory? Right? I don't know. I kind of understand the trade union because it's like, oh, like they walk around and they make sure all these buildings are up to spec and doing their thing, but I just think it would have been really cool if you were like, if your fire stations, the cool thing is you could say, oh, well, this fire station has a lower mobilize, so I can mobilize more units here because I have this dude, but I don't have him over here. So then you'd know that this is your primary fire station, and then this is your secondary. You know what I mean? It adds a little bit of complexity to your buildings, and then you have more attachment to location, right? And then you're thinking, okay, this one needs to be in a really good spot because I have an item in this fire station. Anyway, I'm going to end the rant there, but those are just my $2 on the matter. That's all I got. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's obviously the game is in a good spot if I'm being that fucking nitpicky. You know what I mean? Marvin95 with the follow. Thanks, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being so nitpicky on tiny, tiny little things because this game is very good, you know? So it's just like, imagine if it was just slightly, even slightly better. Daniel HH12 with the follow. Thanks, bud. We just want more, of course. I mean, you put money into a game, you buy a DLC. It's only natural that you're going to want something out of it. So. Anyway.